Is Ralph Irvin and Pauley Pavilion, where the UCLA women's basketball team is preparing for this weekend's games against Oregon and Oregon State, here with head coach Cori. And Coach, it was a up and down weekend in the desert. Talk about your games at Arizona State.
Well, every week in the Pac-12, it's the number one RPI conference in the country now. We haven't been able to say that in a decade in women's basketball. So, it's going to be competitive, possession by possession. And I think, on the one hand, I'm so pleased. I mean, we really got better. We competed with the numbers game. We have two players that are only playing in games. They're not practicing at all. They've overcome incredible adversity. And then on the other hand, we've lost 3 games all by 2 points. And you think about we're 3 possessions away from being 5-0, and so it's sort of like, the things that got away from us. But, as a coach, we are getting better every week, and my players are incredibly resilient, and I think they've been executing game plans better and better. We just need to get over the hump.
Well, we talked before the season started about the importance of effort and work and really just playing with passion on the floor, and that's what you've gotten so far out of this team.
Well, it's so hard. You look at our record, and we're about 500 right now, playing one of the top non-conference schedules in the country. But the fact of the matter is that they are doing those things. And so as a coach, it's really difficult because I want them to know they are getting rewarded. Whether or not it shows up every time in the wins column, if I'm going to be a coach that really does value process over product, I have to be consistent in that, even though my heart just aches because I hate losing so much. So.
One thing that you couldn't have expected, but you've seen so far? Anything that comes to mind?
Well, there's been all kinds of things that I couldn't have expected. We have not had the same team in practice 2 days in a row all season. I could never have anticipated the kinds of injuries that we were going to have. I mean, whether it be the concussions, whether it be the ACLs, whether it be, it was one thing after another, stress reactions. And, I think that I could not have expected how the team would fight to get better that day. And because literally it's never the same. Our practice plans can never be a routine and a chemistry to our practice plans, because we have to look every day, who do we have, how can we make the most to help them get better, how can we have a positive attitude, and also how can we get our team ready to compete with so many distractions and so much adversity. And I want to just give so much credit to my assistant coaches. I mean, I think they've been relentless in developing relationships, understanding the pulse of every player. As they're in the gym right now working one-on-one with players, I think my assistant coaches have been spectacular, and I think our players have met us at every turn in that. And so there have been plenty of times where they could have said, this is just too hard. This is just too many things have been thrown at us, and they have never done that once. And so I think a lot of times, Coach Wooden's always taught me about how it's how you respond to adversity. It's what are they doing in the bottom 2 levels of the pyramid of success, the things that are under their control. And, I have to celebrate their growth in those areas, because those have been very uncommon choices. And that's what I ask of them. I said, you're uncommon women. I need you to make uncommon choices, and then therefore eventually it will yield uncommon results. And I'm just really excited for the growth I'm seeing from the inside out, and it's really important that I keep celebrating that.
This week is an interesting week because, one, you take on 2 very talented teams, Oregon and Oregon State, but you also play on Friday, and then again not until Monday.
Well, I think that's going to happen more and more in the Pac-12 with the TV windows. There's just not enough with the number 1 TV package in the entire country, so we're really thankful to have those kind of problems. But I think that, 2 incredibly improved teams. I think Oregon State is the most improved team in the Pac-12. They've played a great schedule. They've played Notre Dame better than anybody has in the entire country. Their guard and Wisner and Sidney Weiss. Sidney Weiss hit 7 threes against Oregon last week. I think that's going to be a really tough game. And Oregon is about the opposite style of us as you could possibly have. We really want to control possessions. They just want to create as many possessions as they can. They're the number 1 scoring team in the country. It's going to be really, Paul West said he's got that incredible style of running up and down, and he just wants to outscore you. And it's going to be really important that we are very focused on our game plan and we get the game to play to our strengths. That'll be the battle. Does Oregon get to play to their strengths, or do we get to play to ours? But from a fan's perspective, it's going to be an exciting weekend. Incredible guard play on both Oregon and Oregon State. It's going to be 2 completely different game plans, but both high-scoring teams, and it's going to be a really, really fun battle.
All right, Coach. Well, we'll see you Friday night here when you host the Ducks.
Well, thanks so much for being with us, Ralph. Thanks to the Bruins for all the supports they've given us from afar, and I can't wait to see you in Pauley Pavilion on Friday night.
All right, and once again, UCLA hosts Oregon Friday night here in Pauley Pavilion. And for the best news and notes on UCLA basketball, you get it all right here at UCLABruins.com.